right.
Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens, Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is fucking talking shit with Eagle. This is episode 164. Have an amazing guest for you today on our hump day, somebody that we've all come to fucking know and respect. I'm lucky enough to call him a friend, Medgrower1. How are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent, bro. Thanks for inviting me back on again. I always enjoy chatting with you and hanging out with you as always, my friend. So let's get into it, man. Let's just talk about whatever.
Well, it is an honor to have you on the show. You've been doing this forever it seems like, and you just seem to keep stepping up the game. You don't, you're not one of those that feel like, oh man, I've already covered this. You know what I mean? You just keep on finding a way to cover it with a better camera and a better smile and fucking just twist the information just enough a little bit for us to enjoy that much over again without making it boring for yourself. And that means a lot because a lot of people, that have done what you have done has to do the one timers. Oh, I did it. And that's, I'm good enough with that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But not you, my friend.
I totally know what you're saying, and it is a challenge to. I guess what I want to say is stay relevant, especially with the younger crowd. To try to stay relevant for them, try to keep being creative with the content. I mean, once we hit a certain part, we're kind of going back over things that we've talked about, but maybe they're more updated, more modern, updated type of thing. So, yeah, I definitely keep trying to think of new ways to reinvent myself over here with content and to stay relevant. So it can be a challenge, and I do think about those things when I am making videos because if you're not relevant to what's going on in the game now, then nobody cares. So, I do my
Well,
best. I try to stay relevant as much as possible.
you absolutely do find a way to step it up and make it interesting again. You've came a long way, brother. A long way. I've watched you for, I think, well, I can't say from the first episode, but damn near, man, damn near. Do you ever go back and watch some of the first ones just to, see how far you came? Because as somebody on the other end, it's a mile, dude. It's a fucking mile.
I, I have because I mean, like if you look at my we'll just say videos today that I've been recently putting out the last few months. You can go back 6, 7, 8 months, and you can tell I made a change from the way I make videos, and that's just because of the way algorithm is, the way that all works now, what's working on YouTube that you see with other people. So, yeah, I have done that. I have gone back and watched some of my old videos, and a lot of my old videos were just straight up me walking into the grow room, camera in hand, and just talking. There was really not much editing at all, just uploading the video, putting it out there. And, back then people liked that. I think people are looking for a little more entertainment nowadays. So yeah, as time's gone along, yeah, I've bought like my cameras over there. I've bought better cameras, better computer. This computer right here is my first MacBook Air. So it has better editing software on it. It's just kind of built more for photo editing and videoing than like your average PC. Now, don't get me wrong, you can get all that software too, but it kind of comes ready to go. iMovie's on here, so it's a great software to start with, especially if you're looking to jump over into like Photoshop and stuff like that, because it'll get you used to that type of video editing. Most of my video editing for years and years, you guys, was before didn't do any video editing. Uh, I used Windows Movie Maker for like years, but it's limited, with the editing and the layering and adding different things that I've learned, just over these last few years, and picking people's brains that make videos better than me. Years of talking to Vader and picking his brain at how he did videos and why he thinks they work better than maybe the style that I was doing. So yeah, I've changed things. I've gone to a voiceover style, but I've even mixed it up lately with a voiceover and not voiceover, a little music, not music. So I'm trying to change it up a little bit, adding graphics into the videos. So yeah, I think we all evolve as time goes. I mean, I never went to school for none of this stuff, dude. I'm all soft taught. All the info's on YouTube. If you guys want to learn how to edit videos and make better YouTube videos, it's all on YouTube. And even the analytics part of the YouTube studio, if you're a creator, if you're just starting to get in, you know what I'm talking about, Eagle. It helps you. It tells you like when your subscribers are on watching, when the best time is to release videos and different things. So a lot of things have come a long ways, not only for me changing video style and software and stuff like that, but YouTube has changed. Not necessarily for the better, you know, but they've added some tools to creators to help you make better videos. And, you know, I don't like their new algorithm style. It kind of hurts guys like you and me that do cannabis stuff because it kind of automatically kind of knocks us down into their algorithm, which keeps us out of their, you know, suggestive video boxes or recommended videos. And recently I've kind of figured out how to get back into that to stay into that algorithm. And a lot of it's the style of video you're making. YouTube recognizes that. They recognize the thumbnails that you're using. And it automatically, they start putting you into their suggestive category when you start doing stuff like that. So it's been a lot of things, a lot of learning. And yeah, I do watch my old videos and I think they're awful. I watch my old ones. I'm like, oh my God, I talked like such a tool. Um, you know, I had a real monotone voice. I didn't have probably like my personality comes out more nowadays than probably it ever did because I'm a lot more comfortable. You know, I can talk to people, I can live stream with people, I can shake your hand at events. I'm not afraid to talk. So you know, and that helps when you're a creator, right? I mean, if you're a person that can bring the conversation to people and can keep it going, and you got kind of a personality, you know, too, that goes along with it, that helps a lot too. So yeah, yeah, I have watched my old videos, dude, and I don't like them, not that much. I definitely like the newer videos I make. So that was a great question, Eagle. So
Man, that's another thing. A lot of YouTubers that took the time to do all that videos and still do don't get credit for it, man. That editing takes up more time than it takes to shoot the fucking video.
it,
that's why that's why I do this format in the way it is, because there is no way I'm going back and editing this stuff. You know what I mean?
you know
It's
what you
click and done.
yeah you brought up another great point of being a creator, not necessarily just YouTube, but Instagram and all that. Editing takes time, and it really does, because the old style videos, boom, film it, upload it, slap it on YouTube, call it a day, right? We off to doing whatever we do. Now the style of videos that I make now, where they're all edited, chopped up, it takes me a week to film a video and put all these clips together. Um, Sometimes even longer than that. It does take a lot longer. Even my wife, I mean, the latest video that I put out, the last one I just put out a few days ago, that took me 10 hours. 10 hours of going through all the video, picking out the footage that I want to use, chopping it all up, slowing it down slow motion, adding a voiceover, you know, just totally editing it. And yeah, it does. It takes a long time. And sometimes I'll have videos filmed and I just can't get to the editing because of normal life takes up time. And I know that I'm sitting down for 8, 9, 10 hours to edit up a video now. And now that kids are back in school, at least my kids are back in school here in the area that I'm at. I know some of the schools around here aren't, everyone's not all back in, but that has helped because the older kids go off to school now. My younger kids go over to grandma's 3, 4 days a week. So now I can get in and do the editing and, some more stuff. So yes, it takes a very long time if you want to put together a production edited video of your garden. It does. It really does. It does.
Um, and it shows you've stepped it up over the years, man. The production quality is on point these days. On point. I appreciate it as a viewer. That's for sure.
One of the other things that I'm running into, you guys, when you're making videos is finding uncopyrighted music. If you're somebody that wants to add a little bit of
Oh,
music to the background, you have to find copyrighted music is a challenge. There are a few websites out there. They'll let you pluck a few different songs or whatever from their website, but generally they want you to pay for that shit. They want you to pay for it to get the uncopyrighted stuff. Now, here's another thing I've ran into doing that where I have paid for that service. A year later, those uncopyrighted songs that you put in your video are now copyrighted. So what YouTube do, they pick up on that and they monetize that shit and they say, okay, this artist is getting money and you're next to getting nothing. So, I mean, that has happened, but that is probably one of the other big challenges because most of the uncopyrighted music out there, you have to pay for that service to get it. But there are a few sites out there where you can get a few decent songs or, music for your background. So that can be a challenge too.
that's a huge challenge. I mean, that's got more of my videos taken down than anything is music right there.
Yep.
One was and I've learned a valuable lesson from that shit right there because, as you know, I do have some pretty long shows. The
Yeah.
guest doesn't always go the full distance, and then I go into usually what we call the rabbit hole these days, which is like the after show. And I'll sometimes play music almost like sub cool style, the way I see you've done it over the years, fucking just hang out and chat and shit. And then I fucking fuck up, play the wrong song, and then that episode gets struck down. That happened with Wolverine. Man, I mean, that was a great episode. And then just because I was stupid enough to continue the episode and play the wrong song, it got struck down. I had to go back through, talk about work, and scrub out like 4 songs out of it to get them to re-air it. And that took, that took like 2 weeks in time to get it all doctored up 1 song at a time so it could re-air. After that whole mess, I see what I did. And then, like, so nowadays, if the guest doesn't go the full episode, I just cut it short. As soon as they're done, I cut it off, say thank you, good night. I'm going to the rabbit hole. See you in 5 minutes. That way, that episode isn't. I'm not stupid enough to fuck it up. I can respect the person that came on, and I'm not endangering their episode. Uh,
That's
Tough
that's
lesson learned the hard way.
totally because you don't want an episode like the Wolverine Grower episode gone over a song. So I think that is a great move by you, really, because the songs are a big problem. They can get you shadow banned. That's happened to me most of 2020. I have been shadow banned because I was doing the songs and playing the music like Subby was doing, and um, Instagram shadow banned me. As a matter of fact, I've been unshadow banned from Instagram now for probably a little over a month, but still YouTube has me shadow banned. And what I mean by that is they didn't take the right away from me to live stream. What they did is they took the notifications away from me. Yeah, I can go ahead and start a live stream, but they're not sending out the notifications to my followers. I'll literally start a live, and it's gone on all summer. I'm hoping after 90 days, they give it back to me, and I can come back to doing live streams on YouTube. That's a lot of the reasons why I haven't been live. That is the reason why I haven't been live streaming on YouTube is because they did that to me because I was playing the songs. So hopefully after the 90 days, I'll be able to come back on and I'm going to do like you. I'm unfortunately I got to cut out the music because if I have a great live stream, and we touch on a lot of great topics, and people learn some things from that, and it's wiped away because of a song. You're sitting there like you going, Jesus Christ, man, I got Wolverine on here, and they just axed it because of a a song, and it could be gone because you know Wolverine usually comes with a lot of info. So, he comes with a lot of info. So to have that show taken away, that episode, I would have been pretty upset. I'd have been doing just what you did, scrubbing all that stuff off, chopping it all up, and putting it back out so they can, so people can get that info. So, yeah, man, there's a lot of challenges out there nowadays for us. The new person starting a YouTube channel, take into consideration our experiences here, and that way you won't get your stuff shadow banned, because this shadow banning now that these platforms do is a bunch of bullshit, and they slap your hand a little bit, and YouTube puts you in a 90-day lockout. And I'm lucky that they just took away the notifications and they didn't strike me or anything like that. So, but I'm hoping here. I haven't tried it in a few weeks. I'll try it again, but hopefully it comes back. I mean, it's just depressing because I would rather stream on YouTube than Instagram. And that's because I know more people will tune in on YouTube. It makes more sense. More people will tune in on YouTube. Instagram, I'm around 100 people when I stream. I'm 200, 300 when I do YouTube. So yeah, this whole punish thing, I just don't like it. I think there should be new guidelines and rules for internet platforms, and even for our news media. So I think there's all kinds of new rules that should come out. I'm not all about taking away freedom of speech, but I think you should. I think the freedom of speech law should apply to these private platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and all of them. It's not fair that it doesn't, because then that gives them control to take off whatever they want and censor and do whatever they want. And yeah, I agree. We should have some sort of guidelines of to protect the children and stuff like that. But yeah, I think freedom of speech should rightfully so be on the platforms. They shouldn't be protected from being private, because we're all private citizens, right? And we all have the right to have freedom of speech. So, private company should allow their influencers to have freedom of speech. So, and if you don't like what you're watching, turn it off, people. It's that simple. Just like if you don't like the fool you're listening to, just unfollow them. It's just that easy. So, yeah, yeah. Look at that. I think all the shit banning, all that just needs to go away. Just go away. We're not children, you know. I'm not here to be punished.
So what are you smoking on over there, man?
Well, since you just brought that up, I'll see if I can tune the camera in down here a little bit. Yeah, we'll go all the way. Why not? So I got my cool little rig here next to my sweet ass microphone, and I got
That's
this
pretty
from
sweet.
Pedro. I bought this from Pedro's Glass Room. I got a couple new pieces there, but I'm not been the biggest dabber over the years. I still, when I die, just bury me with flowers. I'm a flower guy probably to the end. But don't get me wrong, I like doing dabs here and there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some of Pedro's Primal Punch here. If you guys follow Pedro and his Instagram and all that, and he does these sweet presses, squishes. If I can get that to zoom in, and this is Primal Punch, and he does a fantastic job. It tastes so damn good, you guys. I wish I could share it all with you guys, but I can't.
Yeah. It's funny because I do remember you not being much of a dabber through the years, and it's
Oh
funny
no,
to sit there and
yeah,
see that to be your first weapon tonight.
yeah. I hit the flower piece first, right? So I
All
hit
right.
that first a couple of times because I come out and did a dab the other night. I think I hit it 4 times, big old hits. And well, I was in the house spinning around in circles, in my head, it hit me pretty heavy. So I was like, whoa. So that's probably hot enough, I'd assume. That's the thing, me trying to get used to how hot to heat the banger. You can see I didn't clean it up very good. It's still steaming.
I'm pretty lazy on that myself.
A lot of times I end up talking too much. Ah!
Yeah, you definitely knocked it out of the park with the primal. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, that was well, that was luck, my friend. No, I mean, I took I had a really great male of the banana punch. And I had to killer cut a Gorilla Glue, the official Gorilla Glue. So I was like, man, this has to be awesome, right?
Was. Most
Tastes so
certainly
good, Pedro,
was.
which I'll be doing his show too. But yeah, I had a great male, and I had the Gorilla Glue cut, and I was like, man, these two flavors have just got to hit it off because Banana Punch was frosty. Gorilla Glue is frosty and has a crazy, unique, musky flavor, that whole thing. And so you add the fruitiness to it, and boom, we got Primal Punch. And I still prefer the F1s. I mean, there's so many phenos you can get out of there: the blue leaners, the banana leaners, the mix. Um, so yeah, we hit it out. I found another great female pheno. It's the one I currently have. It's actually the one Pedro has, and that he does all his squishes. If you guys, you follow Pedro, if his primal, what you see him squishing is the same cut I have of my F2. So he's got a super frosty pheno, and gets great returns on it, and it tastes so good.
I haven't talked to Pedro since that. When I had him on the show way back when. God, it seems like it's hard to believe it's been that long now. Uh, he hadn't popped it yet. I'm like, yeah, do you have it? And he's like, yeah, I have it. Of course I have it. He was still running the F1.
Yeah,
And I'm like, dude, you're gonna want to fucking run two. I mean, it is fucking delicious. He's like, yeah. I'm like, fucking yeah, for real.
that
So I'm clear. I did the same thing to Fagroli too. I asked him the same thing when I had him on the show. I was like, dude, if you've got F2, you're gonna want to throw those as an extractor. You're gonna want to throw those in like yesterday. He was like, well, I was gonna wait on those. I said I wouldn't wait on those. I really wouldn't wait on those. I would throw them in immediately.
Yeah, for Gurley ran his. Pedro ran his F1s, and then maybe it was after he talked to you. He hit me up and he's like, "What's up with the F2s?" And so we got together and I hooked him up with the F2 mica. I gave him one of my clones. So that's what he has. She can be a little lanky. She can stretch a little bit, but the nugs are just out of this world, and the return is really good. And he's loving it. And he keeps running it. We see him and Dizzy smoking it all the time. So yeah, he's got that. Um, Speaking of Fagroli, I just gave him a nice pile of packs of seeds of my genetics to go through. I gave him the garlic punch, I gave him the smashed cake, and I gave him the gelato cross, excuse me, which I'm currently got in seedlings right now. So told him not to run that yet. Let me run it a little bit before he starts running it through his garden. So yeah, he's gonna run the
I,
garlic. Huh?
I believe I got that. I believe I got that same speech.
Yeah. Well, here's what it is, you guys, and you ended up popping the wedding cake primal punch cross before I really wanted you to. But as I started thinking about it, I was like, hey, you know what? That's a good idea to have Eagle and me just both kind of running it at the same time. That way we both got it at the same time. and we're ahead of the rest of the guys, right? So we're ahead of the rest of the guys, and that's what I like. That was one thing that Vader said to me when it comes to being a breeder, um, and having testers. It's a great idea to either completely run that cross first, or to be in flower before you hand it out to your testers. That way you're ahead. That way you're seeing what's going on. That way you might be catching something early. Give the testers a heads up. Hey, if you see this, let me know. This whole type of thing. So it really all kind of made sense to me. So that's kind of why I do that. And generally, I only send them out one pack at a time for a tester. But this time, since all the guys keep testing for me, the same guys, I sent everybody out, all the testers that we're going to go through in 2020, right? So I didn't have to mail it all out again. That's really why I did what I did, and I sent everybody, all the tester strains for 2020. So, but the cool thing is you're gonna start seeing guys posting more garlic punch, because I was way ahead of them on that. Um, you're gonna start seeing, and I gave everybody the green light to pop the wedding cake cross, which now I'm calling smashed cake. I like that. I think that's a cool ass name. And right now, I only got probably 3 weeks left of flower, and they look insane. I mean, I think the strain's going to be another hitter like Primal Punch. I think people are going to like it. The two strains mixed together are just, like I was telling my buddy Wayne, today we got in one of the phenos. I touched it, smelt pine. The next pheno I touched smelt fruit all day. So right there, I got a piney earthy, and I got a fruit, and it's a wedding cake and Primal Punch cross. So it's gonna be cool, and it'll be. I love it when when you guys start showing me, stuff that you guys got, because it's always interesting to see, especially with the F1s. And so right now, everything I got one that's super stretchy and a total mag whore, but the nugs look fire on it, and all the other ones look fire too. So you know that's kind of like how Primal Punch was. Everything was just frosty and looking crazy funky.
Well, the pine interests me there, brother. That really interests me. I don't. Mine are. I have the smash or the Was it? Is it? We're calling it garlic smash garlic, right? Is that what we're
Smashed
calling
cake. Smashed cake.
it?
The wedding cake
Smashed pig,
apple punch cross is called smashed cake.
and the other one's garlic punch. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the other one's GMO crossed with primal punch, so it's called garlic punch.
I got both of them. Actually, if it were just a few minutes more, maybe an hour, rats, you'd be able to see them, man. But mine are both beautiful. I'm hoping to get that pine out of the smash cake. That sounds freaking amazing. But both of them are beautiful plants. The smashed garlic. I mean, when it was in veg, was garlicky. I mean, super garlicky. There was no question which one of those were what. I mean, they stunk in veg, and it's interesting to see them in flower. I got the ones behind me are 3.5 weeks in, and then I have some just bushes of the smash cake over there in the HPSs, and they're week and a half in, but they're just complete bushes, and worked out nice, man. I can't. I'm stoked to see what I get out of that. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fire, I'm sure. No letdowns yet. That's for damn sure. No letdowns yet. And that's one thing I want to point out, Med, while we're talking about testers and stuff. You've got an amazing group of testers, which is key. You know what I mean? When you are throwing them seeds out there, that someone that does respect you, group of people, when you tell them to stay back on that shit, that they're like, okay, yeah, sorry, or people that you're not, you can trust that aren't gonna run out there and fucking do stupid shit with your gear before it is released.
Yeah,
We've seen that happen in the industry before.
yes, and when you come testing for me, there's some rules, and I think if you're going to be a tester for a breeder, you should have some sort of restrictions and some sort of rules. And really, here's the deal: do not give no cuts out to no one until testing is complete and it is released to the public. After that, you guys can give out cuts until your freaking eyes fall out of your head. I don't care, but respect the testing and me, and please don't hand out cuts to no one until we're done through the testing. Um,
I actually think it should be like a year after fucking release. After the release and long enough that people have time to grow it out for themselves and start passing cuts to where, you know what I mean? Maybe just short of that, you know what I mean? Where it could be out there anyway. You know what I mean? Maybe give the team a little bit of advance there, but not, anything before that, then you're kind of shortening seed sales a little bit, I would think, if the fucking clones are out. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Just
there's guys are concerned with that, and I have thought about that in the past. And as of right now, it to me it hasn't affected nothing. I don't want to act like I got a whole lot of crazy crazy rules. But there are some, and I think that giving out the clones, not trying to work the gear yourself while we're going through testing, meaning starting your own breeding program. That's another rule. Um, so really, those are really the only main rules that I have. Um, and the if I give you all the packs, you have to stay with what we're going through first. Like I started the garlic punch, and I tell the homies, "Hey Eagle, run the garlic punch. We'll run the wedding cake cross next, and then we'll hit the gelato cross after that. All right, buddy? Okay, man." Month later,
I
hey,
got
bro,
it.
look at my seedlings, man. He's got garlic punch and the wedding cake. I was
Oh
like,
no, no, no! In clarity here. You said GMO first. You didn't
yeah,
say hold off on the others. But when I got the message, you never seen another post about the wedding cake, did you? I never
no,
ever. Once you told me to lay back, I never ever
you did,
posted another
you
picture of
did,
it.
and then as the weeks went on, I was like, yeah, you know what? That's when I told the other guys. I said, look, guys, if you guys got room, go ahead. Let's get this wedding cake going. That's what I told. I said, hey, Eagle's got it going. He's ahead. He's about where I'm at with the whole thing. You guys, if you got room, go ahead and crack them. I know a few of the guys did, and some of the guys are just now cracking them. But let me tell you what. Being a tester, if you want to be a true, real tester for a breeding company, it's not easy. And the reason why I say it's not easy is because not only do you got your own thing going on, maybe taking care of patients and stuff like that, this is a whole nother thing. You got to have more space for it. You got to have more lights for it. You got to have more nutrients for it. You got to have more time for it, and always cracking seeds can be kind of a chore. It's not the hardest thing to crack a bunch of seeds, but when you got to really focus on them, pay attention to them, watch the growth, because people want data, and to have the space and the time and the care and the attention, it can be challenging, especially if you already have seedlings going, or if you have your whole year planned and you got all these packs of seeds out. Like right now, I got a pack of seeds laying out because I've been pondering this pack of seeds, because this
Pop
is
that shit.
Chernobyl, and I wanted to crack some Chernobyl because I bought these seeds from Sub, and I want to crack them. I'm disappointed it's only 5. I'd like to have more than that, but maybe I roll the dice and something comes out of it and it's awesome. And that's the chance we all take. So,
So,
I got a lot of
Matt,
things.
I'm just throwing this out there. If you're thinking a little bit of TGA the Dank and you'd like to play around a little bit with the weed community, the cannabis community, I shouldn't have said weed community, the cannabis community, uh, I've gotten with some of the original weed nerds and scored a bunch of gear. I don't know if you caught that, but I'm doing a grow along here.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually giving out some packs just to kind of get the community growing a little bit and a little bit of a memory for sub there. I'm giving out. I have well, the jelly beans all gone, but I still have a bunch of Agent Orange and sangria that I'm passing out to the community, and we're gonna try actually the sync date on that. You can drop them whenever you want them, as long as you're gonna drop them. But we're hoping to drop them as a group on the 29th, September 29th on his birthday. I'm gonna fucking do a little birthday special for my buddy there, and drop his gear and start to grow off. What better way to honor the man on his birthday is, free seeds like he would have, he was well known for, and some strains that he kicked off his whole fucking thing off with. So I thought that would be really cool. But if you're interested, I'd be more than happy to send you some Agent Orange or the sangria if you wanted to play along.
I
But
have definitely.
Gennaro,
I was going to say, not to cut you off, Eagle. I'm sorry about that. I was definitely wanting to find something that sub worked on for me to work with, a true sub string, not one that was affiliated with the TGA. From the other guys, they're all great and all that, but I wanted a true sub cool strain. If I was going to cross anything, I wanted a strain that he actually made and did and worked on. So that's what I've been thinking about lately. And some other projects, because I bought, man, I spent well over $1,000 this year in 2020 on seeds. I buy seeds too. I want people to know that. I buy seeds too. Do I buy everybody's seeds? No. I am highly selective. I look at what the crosses are. I look who's working on it and who they are, and stuff like that. So yes, I buy seeds too. And this year I bought probably about $1,500 worth of seeds from a bunch of different breeders. And yeah, so, and I haven't bought seeds like that in a large quantity in probably 2 to 3 years. So I was also adding some new to the vault, and I was looking for possible stuff to work with. Plus, I bought some feminized seeds because I haven't ran any fem seeds in a long time, and I got nothing against running fem seeds, and why not? So I picked out some stuff. I got some in-house genetic stuff I was going to run, and yeah, and I've just had some subby stuff laying around for a while, and I reached in there and looked at this one the other day, and I thought about it for a while, and it's just kind of sat here, and it hasn't gone back in the vault yet. So yeah, that's just what I've been thinking about lately with seeds, and let alone still trying to find elite clones. That's another thing. If you're breeding, you're wanting to find some elite stuff, that not everyone has, or you know, something unique. Anyways, and that's the other cool thing about being a tester, right, Eagle? You get to be the guy that's kind of like, or girl that's like, nana boo boo, I got this new strain, and you ain't gonna see it for 10 months to a year. And you're the guy that's already got it and probably brought it to market, and before anyone. So that is kind of cool. I experienced that myself when I did some testing for Sin City Seeds and um, some other companies. So that is kind of cool to say you have something that other people don't have. So
shit, that's really cool. And it is, because you're smoking this and they're like, what is this? And you're like, yeah, this stuff you won't even hear about for another year or two. Go ahead. It's good. It's good. You go ahead and hit it and say you're one of the first people to try it right there. I know exactly what you're talking about there. I just want to address, I forgot who it was back in chat that were asking Smash Cannabis what the strains. Agent Orange is Orange Velvet times Jack's Cleaner times Space Queen. And the Sangria is Vintner's Moonshine times Space Queen. Both of them are really good crosses. I mean, cut you off there, man. So I guess my next question for you it would be So, who were some of your influences, both early on growing cannabis and influences that may have directed you a little bit in your breeding?
Well, when I first started growing, I was immediately attracted to hydroponics. And so I made this, got some Rubbermaid totes, right? And I made this double stacked Rubbermaid tote and had all kinds of perlite and shit in it. And I had some plants in it. And I had a watering system, this stupid little homemade thing I made back when we didn't have a law. I shouldn't even say that. I was young. I was in an apartment. I was probably like the second place I had out on my own. And I had these little sad looking clones in this little thing. So um, it was really before YouTube and stuff too. So I had to rely on the books. And so that's when you find, Jorge and all those guys. I was finding the books, and shortly after that, that's when the forums started becoming kind of popular, and that's where you would find Subcool would be in the forums back then. Run into him. Vader was on the forums back then. A lot of guys. So I was looking for hydroponic stuff, and how I even found out how to kill Pythium in DWC was through the forum. So eventually YouTube come along, and that's when I started finding other guys growing hydroponics like Hydro Hybrid. He was doing the buckets kind of like when I was starting to get into it. So I really found his information unique. And yeah, who else? Of course, of course, then I started finding all kinds of other people. And that's when I found Subcool had a YouTube page, and yeah, that's probably it. I was into the hydro, so that's how it all kind of really started for me. And I had to find some information, and that's where I started. I started with the books. I went to the forums. Then a few years later, that's when YouTube and the internet and all that really started coming out. And but as for the breeding, um, I just always took information in from guys like Subby and Vader and those guys. I really picked their brains all those years that we were hanging out, and I still hang out. I still hang out with those guys. It just hasn't been events. I would still be hanging out with them. We just haven't had events. It sucks, right? Because I'd have done seen you already, Eagle. So um, yeah, that's really probably who I picked brain. And I had some wonderful chats with Subcool privately. It's nice to talk to him privately, away from social media and just on the phone. And picking his brain was great back then. And same with Vader. I had a lot of one-on-ones with him too, and just other guys that you run into, at events that you start talking to. So yeah, I mean, man, I forget that dude's name that was with he was with DNA. Hell, Crockett. I talked to him one time at the Michigan Cup. Crockett was there, and he's part of the DNA family, and he gave me lots of great info on what it's like to have a medical market and what to expect as a caregiver or grower, how it would affect you financially and stuff. He really went into it. I mean, because he experienced it, and he was right. Everything that happens, when it all come in, the medical come in, what happened? It becomes more readily available. The prices start to come down, stuff like that. And he was right all about it. He said after about 3-4 years, it would stabilize and come back up. And, basically people would realize, craft cannabis versus commercial cannabis versus outdoor cannabis. People would eventually be getting educated on what's better, like beers, for instance. There's different grades of beers. So, and he's right. So he's right because um, prices have come back up. If you got the quality and the potency and everything that everyone's looking for. If you don't, then you pay accordingly. you know. So this is how it is, and it was really cool to talk to those types of people, and especially he's a breeder, and I was interested then. I picked his brain about that. So, yeah, you know, it's kind of cool to get out, and I encourage you guys too that are even thinking about it. If you're even thinking about doing YouTube stuff, just get out, go to the events. Don't be afraid to talk to the breeders or the glass makers or the hash makers. Ask them the questions. Most of the time, they will give you the info, free. So just got to go. And it's been very unfortunate this year that we haven't been able to have our events and see our friends and catch up, and you know hopefully we will. I think things will get back, hopefully.
I know I've snuck in a couple already. I'm, I know I'm going to be hitting it. I told Buddy I'd mention it anyway. The Clio Cup there and Clio, the what is it? Clio Cultivations Cup, which is on the 25th and 26th of this month. But he says there's still plenty of room for entries. But yeah, I went to his 710 event. I snuck down there, and it was I said it the day of and the day after. It was so nice to go hang out with. I know the scare with the mask and all that bullshit, but it wasn't that day. I was terrified of that on the way down. It's a call for me to come down, and on the way down, I'm thinking, man, is this gonna be some ultra weird mask event? And I got down there, and it wasn't, man. It was a smaller event, but it was normal. Everybody was normal. No mask. It was as close as we could get it to a cannabis event, and it felt good to get out of lockdown and just hang out with the community for a short period, and I was thankful for it. That's for sure.
I bet, and that's the thing. There has still been the smaller events. Still, I've seen some of them still go off. I wish there was one. I wish I would have went to, but yeah, it is nice to get out and listen, man. We went camping for July. There's no social distancing going on, dude. We were around hundreds of people. Fireworks, all that, beach, swimming, touching. No one was cleaning, no playground, nothing, because they would have to be out sanitizing all that playground equipment at that campsite, right? Because it's a big campsite we go to. It's a popular place. It sells out every 4th of July. It's hard to get in. You have to do years in advance. So it was like normal, like any other 4th of July camping week. It was just like the same. And guess what? We're not sick. We didn't get sick. No one we was with got sick. No one that even went camping there got sick. So fucking whatever, man, with your corona bullshit. That's what I gotta say anymore. That's what it all is. Yes, there's a virus out there. Yes, there's made people sick, but it's not. They've over dramatized it. I'm convinced of it now. I mean, to this point, I mean, it's just like, come on. So, ever since then, you guys, I ain't been wearing no mask, no nothing. Fuck all that shit. I don't. Nope. Nope. Yep. And I try not to go grocery shopping. Wife does that mostly nowadays. But I feel bad for my kids because they got to go to school and they got to wear that shit all fucking day. And to me, you're breathing in carbon monoxide all fucking day. I don't want to go off on a rant on this though. So on your show though, dude. But I think enough's enough. The jig's up. It's all time to get back to work and get back to life, and let's move the fuck on, and you know whatever.
So, without letting the cat out of the bag too far, is there anything new that you've got your eye on that you could be bringing it into the house to work with?
Oh no. There's no particular cut right now that I'm trying to get. I'm sure there might be. I just am not aware of it yet. There's one thing I'm excited about. I got the new Scorpion light from HLG. Will be here any day. I'm getting two of those. We'll take down two of the 650Rs. So half my room will be the new Scorpion, and then half my room will be the 650Rs. So that I'm kind of pumped up about. Um, Nothing new like genetic wise. I got a lot of packs. I think that's where I really was like focusing my attention this year, was to like kind of grow some stuff out and find some stuff myself, type of thing. Of course, if I stumble across something or something falls into my lap, like a great cut, like the wedding cake cut. I mean, that's the JBZ cut. I mean, that I got that, and I thank that person 1,000 times over, because it's really nice. It's excellent cut of wedding cake, um, and that's what I used to make my cross, and it's showing, because the genetics are coming out and it's super funky. So that was quite unique, and I thank that person a whole lot for that, because I know what that person went through to get it, and another cut as well, and I know what that person paid. And you guys, some of you guys out there that get upset about clones being 100, 200, 500, 600. I know guys paying 3,000, 2,500 for elite cuts, and they're paying it and not complaining about it. Now these guys grow for a living. They make money, so their return is coming back, and they know it. You know, so in that aspect, if you're in that kind of business, maybe that type of payment for a clone makes more sense, as to oppose if you're just a medical private recreational grower. That type of expense probably doesn't make a lot of sense. But there's plenty of great clones out there for great prices if you're just looking to get some clones.
Man, yeah, I think you, out of anybody on YouTube, cannabis network, there, I guess you could call it there. Yeah, I think you ran more lights and LEDs than I think anybody else on in the community. I think that's fair enough to say.
Yeah, I will agree with you. You can call me a light whore, whatever you want. That's fine. I don't get offended by that. But yeah, I have a history with the lights. Um, when you reach a certain status in social media or influencing, whether it's YouTube or Instagram, your emails become flooded with lighting companies. Are far the worst at flooding your emails with wanting you to take lights. Okay, don't get me wrong. I've had nutrient companies too. I've had microbe companies. I've had pretty much everybody. Not like everybody, but in growing, most types of products have probably hit my email. And there's lots of other guys the same way. I got lots of friends the same way. Their emails are all filled up. And early on, when you're new to YouTubing, or you got a smaller following or whatever, you get the lower type companies like Mars Lighting came to me and asked me, "Hey, would you run a light?" Blah blah. Yes, I said, "Heck yeah!" I was interested in LEDs at the time. I was running HPS. The whole LED thing was just kind of like coming onto the scene, um, and I kind of was like a lot of you guys. I didn't want to pull the trigger on that when I got a 1,000 watt or a 600 watt HPS, just freaking blowing it out, right? I mean, you're blowing it out with the 600 or 1,000 HPS. I mean, it's no doubt about it. It still does. Um, why spend that type of money on that? So yes, I went ahead and took a Mars light. The first couple I got from them, I didn't really like until they came out with like the Mars 2s, where they were the square trying to compete with the black dog LEDs, and that's exactly what they were trying to do. They were trying to knock off that. Um, but they had lesser diodes, wasn't the same quality, but still, it still grew. It did. It still grew, cannabis. And it was more the blurple color. You know how we've all kind of with the LEDs, they've kind of gotten away from that so much and kind of sprinkled it in now, not as much as it used to be. Well, it's because everybody's like kind of figured out the spectrum now, early on, you can't tell me that the Chinese knew the cannabis spectrum because you get your head whacked off over there for growing cannabis. I mean, they told me, the severe punishment, when I've had conversations with them. So how did they know the spectrum? They didn't. They were just really copying what maybe American light makers were doing at the time or stuff. So, yeah, I took them on early on, and I still have those videos up, you guys. And they grew cannabis, and they still do. People ask me, and their lights still do. They still will. Um, and they just resonate with a lot of people's pocketbooks compared to some of the other more what I call elite lights. And why I call them that is because they have, their components are made with, the better chips, the better drivers, just the better metals, the better everything. They're just a better light. They're the spectrums are more dialed in for cannabis and just all that stuff. So there is a difference. And as time went on, I left Mars, and man, I helped Mars sell a lot of lights. You guys, it's no joke, no joke. When I left Mars, I bet you they were crying over there, man, at that place because really, you guys, I helped them sell a lot of those Mars lights because they were affordable to some people. Still you might think a $600 LED light's not affordable, which I can get that. I could agree with that. Um, but they were more in a lot more in people's pocketbooks, and just some people are just interested in the LEDs, and that's just what they like and want. Then I kind of went to Grower's Choice, and Grower's Choice was not just Grower's Choice. They were more than just one company. They actually had a few different companies in the gardening industry. So that was really cool. And I liked the guys, and I still like the guys today. If I went to a grow show, they were there, I would still go sit down and hang out with them and bullshit with them. And man, I've sat in my truck and smoked them the fuck out. Growers Choice guys, at an event in downtown Detroit. So um, I try to keep friends with everyone. I really do because you never know who you're going to run into at the next event that works for a new company. And boom, there's a new opportunity, for you. And, not only is just growing an income for me, um, the lighting and the nutrients and all of that and the branding, that's an income for me too. That's a job. So um, and that's available for everyone. You guys can all do that too. I mean, Floraflex didn't come to me. All I did was filled out a their if you go to their website, they have, if you scroll down and you look to the bottom, they have Floraflex rep program. Anyone can fill that out. Anyone. So they didn't come knocking on my door. I kind of went knocking on theirs, and they accepted me as an affiliate into their affiliate program because basically, if you have 2,000 to 5,000 subscribers on YouTube or Instagram, they're going to welcome you into their affiliate program because it's worth it to them because you have a big enough view base that they're probably going to make some money. So that's how that happens. If people ever really want to know. But of course, now I've formed a relationship with them and they know me and, stuff like that. So that's how stuff works out. But yeah, Gross Choice guys were great. Those CMH lights, they still grow killer weed. I'm just an LED dude and I love LED technology. And I hung out with those guys for a long time. And then they have an LED company and I ran some of their lights. And, they were all great and grew great buds too. And then Grow Mouse hit me up. And when your friends come knocking and they got companies, you want to try to help them, right? So why not?
Hell yeah.
If it's going to benefit you and him or them, why not? And that's kind of where I'm at now. uh, I want to partner with my friends to grow and for us to grow in this community. And so, yes, I jumped on board Mouse and I had a great conversation. Miss him a lot, but he's good, you guys. Um, and I was like, yes, absolutely. I'll jump on and chill with you. Basically, let the Growers Choice dudes know, hey, and that's what you do. You let the people know, hey, I'm leaving. You give them a heads up. Love you guys, but I want to go help a friend. Maybe down the road we'll work together again. So yeah, that's how that went. And then of course Mouse ended up leaving Chilled, which caught me by surprise, and he regretted that very much. With me, apologized, and I told him no worries. You do what you got to do, and I stayed with Chilled because Vitality treated me very well, and started working with them. And then that's around the exact same time when Mouse kind of left and I started talking with Vitali. We started talking about video making. And that's just happened to be the same time I started kind of changing my style of videos and changing my thumbnails. Because thumbnails is a huge thing on YouTube. Huge. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Everyone has all these crazy ass fucking thumbnails now with all these crazy bright ass words popping in your face, arrows swooping around and pointing at different things. That's all to get your attention to click on that. It's clickbait. It's what it is, and it will just works. So, yeah. So, and then at that time, that's when things were going great with Chilled. I still love those guys. Their lights are awesome. They do not suck, you guys. They don't. Um, but it is a fact that the 650R is brighter than the X6. So that's true. Um, but that's when GML hit me up. And it was basically, I don't want to divulge this here. It basically drove GML crazy to see me and we're friends, to see me with Chilled showing off the growth craft when he's business partnered financially with HLG. And he's like, oh my God, he could be, basically helping me like I was with Mouse. And with Mouse gone from Chilled, it ended up being an easier decision for me, even though it did take me a week to make the decision. Believe me, I talked to my wife about it. I talked to Wayne about it. I talked to my mom, because I had a great thing going with Chilled. I really did, you guys. It's the truth. And I'm not out here to lie about anything. It's the truth. I did have a great thing going. People were buying the lights. They were watching the content. Vitali was happy. Vitali was mad at me when I told him, that I was going to go to HLG and help my friends sell some lights. And he was mad. I felt bad. I really did. And I expressed that to him. I told him I totally understand. I would be mad too, because the last month's sales just from my discount code was at that time the most that I have ever helped a company make in 1 month, no matter what company it was, whether it was Floraflex or anybody I've ever worked with. That record was with Chill. And I was flabbergasted. And it was at the time that everybody was spending a lot of money in the cannabis business. At the same time, the Corona stuff was all going on. And it was just crazy. And so it made it a very hard decision for me. And I know it hurt Vitali's feelings, and I apologize, and I still feel bad about it. I do, you guys. But the deal that GML offered me, there's not one of you guys watching the show right now that would have turned it down. Not one of you. Not one. And I can't sit here and give you out the details of of our legal deal with each other with HLG and stuff like that. But it was definitely way more. It was a way more chance for me to make a lot more money in the lighting industry, to where like I probably could live without this and make my living off HLG and light, possibly. So
But
yeah,
without that, you can't show off the lights.
right, yeah. But I'm just trying. Yeah, you're right, Eagle. True. Well, I'm trying to use that as an example. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, this has been good to me and my family. It has. So, but yes, there was that opportunity, and really none of you guys would have turned it down. And it's been an excellent deal. Really, it has. I feel like I'm talking to more subscribers and followers and people that buy lights more now than I ever did before. I'm answering a lot more emails. I'm just trying to. I get up every day and I check my HLG email to see if anybody has a question about a light, if anybody wants to make a purchase, anything like that. All right, that's one of the first things that I do. So yeah, it was an excellent deal, and that's where I'm at now. Now, yes, I've kind of moved around a lot the last few years with the lights. Actually, it's been the last fucking 8 years. It hasn't been, I ran chilled stuff for a year or more. It wasn't like just a month or two. Excuse me. So, but I really want to call HLG home. I don't want to bounce around anymore to lights. I don't want to bounce around anymore to nutrient companies. I like Floraflex. I like how Floraflex treats me. I see how they treat their customers. So I like that. That's where I'm at now. I want to surround myself with uh, any of my friends that have companies. I'd like to help them. And I want to be with good companies that are good to their customers and have good customer service, because I don't want my name tied to any of that. Because believe me, if you guys can't get a hold of them and I'm associated with that company, you're emailing me. I know it because I get the emails all the time. And if I can answer it, I will. But a lot of times I forward it to the company and I say, what can we do? They're hitting me up, which means they've already probably hit you up. But now they're hitting me up because there's no way. More than likely, I'm not the first choice. They're going to hit the company up first. So it's important, and I think it's important for any of you guys that want to do any of this stuff too, to make sure you align yourself with good companies, because with good people, because there is backstabbing in every industry, you guys, not just cannabis, just every industry. It really is. So buyer beware. There you go. I kind of rambled on a little bit about that, but I figured let's lay out the light history and kind of give you guys a little timeline.
Right on. I appreciate it. Real quick, I guess. Let me see who it was back here. I want to say Greg Hamilton wanted to know where do the parts from 4L HLG come from. Kind of geared
Where do
there.
the parts come from?
Yes, sir.
Where do the parts come from? Now, that's stuff that I'm trying to learn. But I can't answer that question because I'm not sure where those parts come from. If Steven was on here or GML, they'd be able to answer that. And that's one other thing I want people to know. I don't know everything about these lights. I'm learning still. I just hung them. So I want to be honest about that. When I cannot answer a question, I'm going to tell you that I can't answer it because I don't know the answer, because I don't want to give out wrong shit. So I'm sorry I didn't have that answer for you.
No worries. No worries. I'm excited to see you run them. Be honest with you, I've heard good things about them. Me myself, I'm a little excited about the bar lights. I like the coverage of them. I've got an eight bar 640 active grow LED. Just throwing that out there because that's just what it is. And but I like it, man. LEDs have come so far, so far. I mean, the time to pull down, as far as I'm concerned, my HPSs are long past. I thought I was actually uh, gonna be able to take one down not so long ago. I had one take a shit with me on me, and I was like, "Oh, if it's a ballast, it's gone," and it was a bulb. I was like, shit. I actually even called up, got a hold of.
Like, let it be the balance. Come on, come on, come on. I'll hit Med up. I know that fucker's got a light.
Yeah, at this point, I think one of the biggest bums would be actually the slabs stuck on them that I've worked so hard to develop all these years. The momentum, man, that's going to be the suck. See the old dinosaurs come down. It's going to be like, man, now all the slabs are gone. Where am I going to put all my slabs now? Because I can't put my LEDs.
I gave them away to my nephew, my one of my oldest nephews, because we're recreational here. So he's like, "Hey man, you got?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, come on over here." So I gave him all my old hoods, and they had all the stickers on it. So he's got all that stuff. What you want? Well, we got primal punch over here. We got some garlic punch. We got some wedding cake. We got some mimosa. You want some primal? All right, here you go. We got the smorgasbord.
That's the beauty of being a grower there. It's the beauty of being a grower there.
Oh,
in fact, I've said this many times. If you in COVID times, if you've got to be stuck anywhere, man, what a better time to be a grower than right now? Be stuck home in your garden. It's like wham, you know what I mean? Damn, I can't go anywhere. I just gotta stay here and grow the sweet stingy weed. Damn it.
Guess who hasn't ran out of weed the whole time? You know, we haven't been out. Nope, not at all. Actually, you know, but I'm on the front lines of people that are actually having a hard time finding it these last few months. Believe it or not, some people have had a hard time finding it. So, yeah, and uh, they come and get it quickly, you know, because they don't want it to go to somebody else too. So it's up and gone quickly.
That's the thing too. Usually around fall, it's quite plentiful. But man, I really, even with as many people that I see that are actually growing outdoors this year, man, I really see that shit getting swallowed up just as fast as it's gonna dry up. I honestly feel that people are just gonna hand over fist snatch it up.
You know what I've been seeing with some outdoors this year, dude, is there's some. I actually know a couple of guys right now. We saw some last weekend. We went out to a barbecue.
Got that fucking disease, don't I?
No, there's some guys that are gonna harvest early, like at the end of
Well,
September. Yeah, they've already got some killer buds on it. My brother's plants are even pretty far along for the month day 3 of September. You know, so we'll see how that all ends up because he's asking me, you know, when's this going to come down? I was like, shit, man, we usually try to run as far as we can into October here in Michigan, you know, before the frost takes it out. So, but I see some guys got some stuff that are looking pretty early, man. So I don't know what's up with that.
yeah, definitely get some cold snaps up here in northern Michigan. I definitely think it's gonna just flip on us this year.
It's
Which
like,
hopefully that works. Sorry, go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say, I agree with you. It seems like that. It seems like our weather's changing quickly. Quickly, it's going to fall. Like, you know,
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, up here, I've had some 40-degree nights already. 48-degree nights over here, which are great sleeping weather, but bad for
yeah,
cannabis growing, I would think.
that's what the
And,
wife's like. Open the window, turn the fan on. You know, because then it'll get cold in the bedroom.
it's some good sleepy weather there. I do. I do. I like it that fucking frosty cold. Uh, so, do you have you grown outdoors? Or do you have any intentions on ever starting anything out there?
Um, well, we are currently right now here at this house. We are currently in the process. We want to sell it. So for the last year or two, we've been I added a new driveway. I had a new roof put on last year, the garage and the house. We had a new well pump put in. We just remodeled three the three bathrooms, full complete gut remod. Um, we're getting ready to put some more carpet in, and yeah, we wanna sell this place. But right here where I live right now, I would not grow outdoors because of how close my neighbors are. Plus the rugrats that run around this neighborhood. Yeah, nah. Shit, if I wasn't here every day, I'd have probably been ripped off by now. So the next place that we buy, not only does it have to have the room for me and more room than this, I would like we looked at a place at 5 acres. I got that place, yes. I would probably have a greenhouse outside with light depth and all that shit. So yeah, I would love to, but currently no, not right now. Um, because I'd love to grow and not have to pay an electric bill. That'd be nice. But I like indoor growing
Yeah.
too.
Uh, yeah, it'd be nice, but I don't know, man. It'd be only be part of the year. It'd be a whole different scenario, whole different ball game. But I guess that would be a fun thing to keep it going for you. I mean, you managed to evolve to keep it fresh for you so far. You think that just maybe a twist someday that another evolution to keep you, you know, happy in the cannabis game?
Yeah, uh, yeah, because believe me, I've went and looked at enough properties already and houses that, oh God, I'd have done bought three places by now if my wife wasn't so picky. You know, like the 5 acre place. Oh, Eagle, you'd have been like, why doesn't she want this place? Because it had 5 acres, three wells on it, active wells that you can just turn the lever and turn it onto your well. Pretty sweet. And it had two pole barns. The first pole barn was already fully outfitted for like auto, right? Working on vehicles. It even had a lift in it, dude. A fucking lift in it. And I mean, it was in our price range. Then down back, the back part of the property of the 5 acres was another pole barn that had a pull around with kind of a lean-to over it, but it was really nice to where if you had a boat, which he did, you just pull around, pull your truck through and the boat, unhook, leave your boat there, perfect. And inside was a bunch of old horse stalls that Wayne and I would have gutted, refloored, remodeled, vented, outfitted, a whole ass, sweet ass grow setup. And on the other side of the property, a greenhouse. So yeah, I wanted it. The one thing that sucked, two things that sucked about it was a 1970 house, but it had all the space we need, but they never did any updates to it at all. Like it's all old heating. We're talking the old vents on the floor, radiator, nothing was updated and she didn't like it, but yet we know how to we can do carpentry. That's the other thing that we do. And we could have done it. I think my wife likes the idea of a move-in ready house. To me, it was a move-in ready property. That's where my mind is, right? That was move-in ready property. I'll update the house. That's where I so she didn't like that. And the only thing that I didn't like is that property had no coaxial cable hookup. I would have had to have been totally satellite. And because I worked for Comcast for a number of years, I already know that for what I do, I do not want internet satellite connection. I need straight coax cable connection. So unfortunately, that was the only thing. But dude, I think I could have forced myself to live without it and found a way to upload my videos and all that other shit another way. Because from that property, my mom only lived right down the road, so I could have went over there and done it. But man, dude, oh, I really wanted that place, and it had a pond too, man, out back that had a bunch of fish in it too, man. So, and my kids want four wheelers. that property would have been suited for us. 5 acres, man. Um, man, I really don't know what she was thinking. She just didn't like the house,
Still,
and I'm not gonna twist her arm to convince her to like the house. If she doesn't like the house, she doesn't like the house. So, but let's not forget, if it's only 4 bedroom and we want five, because that's what she wants. We need a five. Wayne and I will add a five onto it, right? That's what we would do. I pull the permit, we build another bedroom, boom, 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 end of story. That's the way I see
you know, shit, that ain't but a week, really.
it.
Frame
Won't
up
take us
another
long to
bedroom.
plan it out.
Not at all. Yeah, it sounds like a nice setup there. And who would know would want to fucking lift? I mean, even if you don't ranch on cars, it would be
Well,
nice to
that's
just.
that's my buddy Wayne. And that's the other thing, man. There was enough of that property to where Wayne could pull his camper out back, and there was power out there, and he could have his. Feel like he totally had his own gig, and then he's a mechanic. Not only is he a carpenter and a painter, he is a mechanic. He builds hot rods. He has a hot rod. I mean, fucking a, he does. So he would have been in business. I'd have let him set up shop and went and got a license and make money out of that bitch. Just fix my shit if it breaks. Have at it. So yeah, it would have been great. I would actually like to see it still for sale.
You never know. You might as well. This is how you sell it. You're like, we're gonna go through it anyway. We might as well just turn it into what we want now. You know what I mean? And then you'll be happy for the rest of your life. We won't have to do this again.
We never looked at another place that had a pole barn that was big enough that I could have divided it off, grow with office, garden, workroom off to one side, and the whole other side I could have parked my boat and camper inside the place too. It is fucking badass, dude. Yep, she didn't like that house either, man. I was like, holy shit. I was just like, oh my god. So, hunting for a house sucks.
I was actually drawing up in my head. I'm one of the people that I've come across like manifestation a lot lately, and I've kind of fucking been drawing up my pole barn there for the next phase, and I think a 60 by 40 would be amazing. And what I've got laid out in my head, this is what I've got laid out in the old melon right here. As far as it's totally the old, totally the man cave grow fucking. Oh man, it's perfect in my mind. It's perfect. Uh, it would be a 40 by 60. I think I would take the a 40 by 40 of it, set up 3 rooms. You know what I mean? That give you 3 20 by 20s, and then a fuck off room, a staging room, veg if you needed it in a staging room, that one corner there. And then I think I would take the 20 by 40 and set up a fucking Joe Rogan gym in that bitch. And then that last half, that last 20 by 40 would be my fucking my woodworking slash auto garage right there. And I don't think at that point you'd ever even get me out of the fucking pole barn. I think I would just be in there all fucking day.
Right?
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I would
that'd be,
I do the same way if everything was up in there. So I mean, really, like I was telling my wife, I want a space like that. I need the space like that. I especially the two places like the pole barns were down away from the house. Like literally, I'd have to ride the quad out back, unless I wanted to walk, which would be fine. But you could ride the 4-wheeler out back to the pole barn. It was that far away from the house. That to me would be more like officially like I was going to work for that day, because it'd be sweet if I had, the office and all my amenities that I need for my computer and my cameras and all that shit down there too. And along with the grow and the breeding and everything. So it'd be sweet. That's really what I want, and bigger. So that's what I'm on the lookout for. And she's on the lookout for a paradise home. So I'm shopping for property. She's shopping for the house, which has made it tough. One of us is going to have to cave.
Yeah. Well, you're pretty damn efficient in the space. I've seen the space. I actually have been in there.
Yeah.
You're fucking efficient in what you got now, brother. I would be scared of what if you could spread it out some, uh, what you'd be doing over there. I
Yeah.
mean, it'd be a pretty nice system.
Yeah. If I could do it. And the thing is, I'm stuck in this space, and I actually have the ability to be able to expand, and the partners that I'm with would be more than willing to help me expand, send me the materials and stuff that I would need to expand, whether it be more lights or nutrients or whatever. So, but right now I'm just kind of, I think for the next year, this is what's up. We're just upgrading our house, and we're going to sell it. And that's the other thing that's a trip, is letting the realtors come over your house, and they want to come in here because they want to look at the garage structure. That's what they're looking at when they come in. They've been in so many homes from so many growers that they're like fucking used to it. It was like no shock to them. They've seen it. They've been around it. And it doesn't hurt you no more when you sell your house. Like these rooms, the appraiser already said no. That those are personal storage. That's what they consider it now. Because before you were trying to sell your house and you had a grow in it, it fucked your value of your house. You got fucked. They did whack 10 grand off that bitch on you. Now it don't. And that's the loophole that they put in, so people wouldn't lose value on their home just because they had a fucking indoor garden in their garage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I went through that just like 5 years ago. Uh, yeah, having to come up with every excuse why people couldn't look in the garage and in certain places, it definitely makes it harder to move the house, that's going on.
It does. And luckily now we have recreational in this state, which has helped that. And it has helped normalize the realtors to it, to where now it's not taboo to them. It doesn't affect the value of your house. You can let them come in because they want to make money off your house too. So they want to help you get the most money. So everyone gets the most money. So they want to see like the structure of your home. So you know we tried saying no, not to come in, and they were pretty much like, if you got a garden in there, that's why you're not letting us in. We don't care, and it doesn't affect the value of your home. We want to see if this garage is a piece of shit or not. Basically, is what they wanted to look at the rafter structures and shit. And of course, they were happy to see that it had a new roof on it, all that shit. But yeah, we had a little bit of a fear or an anxiety. You got a stranger coming to your house. You got a garden here, and you're not really knowing what people are going to think or how to react. And um, it actually went all right. So I guess don't be too afraid to try to sell your house if you got a garden in it.
It's funny that they were like that abrupt about it. Listen, if you got fucking, if you're growing weed,
Yeah, they're like,
it's all right.
yeah, they're like, yeah, five last week. Oh, so yeah, they
Yeah,
literally
but
there.
they've came a long way. Then they've came a long way because it sure wasn't like that a few years ago. That's for sure.
Right, there wasn't any guys right now. watching the show live in the few red states that are left. Isn't that funny? There's less red states than there are green states now. So just to let you know, people that run your state are assholes because the rest of us country has moved the fuck on. But there's guys right now going, fuck man, I still wouldn't let somebody at my house. That's crazy, you know. So it's unfortunate that it's like that still for a few states, but hopefully the rest of them will wake up and not prosecute their peoples no more for them wanting to smoke weed. They don't prosecute people for smoking tobacco, right? And that fucking shit straight kills your fucking ass. What's the fucking oxymoron in that? That makes no damn sense to anyone, does it? No, to me. Fucking hypocrite bastard. Yeah, yeah, we'll let the tobacco companies sell fucking death, but you'll go to prison for a fucking joint. What the fuck?
Doesn't way out there, especially when the cannabis could be saving your life in
Oh, hell
some
yeah.
type of form.
I mean, give me a break. Yeah. I mean, there's tons of reports. We've all seen it that cannabis has done all kinds of great things for people. I mean, holy shit. Look how many of our military comes home and wants to use that to help them cope with their experiences while they were in the military. But yet, our government wants to put them in jail when 90% of the country has some sort of cannabis program going on. And that don't make no sense either, man. That's a bunch of bullshit, is what that is. It's a fucking bunch of bullshit.
So,
I will
Medgrower, I can't help but wonder if not now, maybe when you get the new place, are you feeling the organics pressure? I mean, I'm like right there, you know. I mean, especially now that I'm doing this like every day, I get it like every day. Organics, organics, organics. I feel like, come on, guys, I'm really not fucking doing anything wrong. You don't have to fucking pick on me. But are you?
yeah, of course.
Are you feeling it too?
Well, yeah, I get that question a lot, and it has come up since I have shared several times on a live stream that we're looking to sell our house. Um, yes, people have asked that. Yes, absolutely. I get a place that is bigger and I can run some organics and do that. Absolutely. And I sure the hell will. I'll reach out to my friends that are really good at doing it. I will pick their brain. I will learn what I can learn, and we'll run some organics. But you know, that's not going to turn me into like an organic snob, though. Like to where I'm not going to grow salts or anything because I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Growing salts.
Oh man, I'm already there. I say I'm like, I'm not like, the dirt's not here yet, Med, but I'm like kind of researching it a little bit, and I'm afraid there's like, it's a bottomless rabbit hole. I'm afraid that it's one of them things I'll jump in and there's like no fucking coming back. I'll be fucking running around trying to feed everything to fucking worm bins. I'll be bokashi and fucking shit that I can't fucking compost. I have compost piles everywhere. You know what I was thinking? It was funny is I was watching some of these bokashi videos, and you know, of course you let it break down and you're taking the juices and shit. But then again, at some point, you take that what's in the buckets and you know, dig a hole and fucking bury that. And I could just see like the neighbors going, what the fuck is he constantly digging holes and burying shit over there for? Is he fucking burying gold? What the fuck, man? You got just a yard, not even a yard, you know, full of grass, just fucking holes and shit. Yeah, I'm fucking making dirt someday because it's all sand up here now and shit. Doing a good thing. I'm afraid I'll fucking jump in and that's, you know, I'll spend all my time fucking swiping shit out of people, you know, people in the house going, put that in the fucking bin. Jesus, that don't go in the garbage. You know where it goes? Worms, bokashi, just, you know, just fucking tons of fucking bins around the house. I'm afraid I just won't come back.
Yeah, I don't know about that, not coming back, but I could see where you're going with that because I think if I did a greenhouse, dude, I think I would probably do it all that way. Organic, some living soil, something. But how do I do that? Can I still do that and keep it automated? Because I kind of might need that. Because eventually, just
Eh,
me and Wayne ain't gonna cut it. I'll have to bring somebody else on, and I kind of like not watering every day. I'm not afraid to do it, but it's nice not to. What's up, chat? I haven't had the chat up yet on YouTube the whole time, and I just kind of popped it up on my phone real quick.
Oh man, that's too bad. They've been shouting you out. You
Yeah,
better
they.
say
Oh
some
man, I
sorries or
totally
something. Yeah.
apologize. I do see now that there's $100 there. I apologize, you guys. I just get all chatting away. That's why I was just sitting here. I was like, man, I wonder what chat's doing. So now here I am. And this is another thing too, is I've gotten this is bad, you guys. Okay. I used to do all this stuff. I do all this stuff without Wayne, right? My buddy Wayne. I've known him for 20 whatever years. Now he's here from Tennessee. He's moved here. He lives here with me. And so he does this with me, right? He works the garden with me. We're doing the improvements in the house and all this shit. And um, I get used to him reading the chat because he reads the questions, right? When I do the live stream, so that's become kind of cool and helpful to have somebody that reads the chat and tries to find a good question. So I've gotten used to that, and of course people make fun of me because in the videos now they see mostly Wayne. Well, that's because I'm holding the camera. That doesn't mean that's not because he's doing every cotton picking thing and I'm just kicking back here counting the fucking Benjamins and smoking the fucking weed. That's not the case. I'm still doing the stuff, still helping, but I'm like, okay, Wayne, this is how it goes, you guys. This is the background. You do this, let me grab the camera, I'll get a quick clip of that, and then we'll move through and transplant the rest or do whatever we're doing, build this system, do that. So that's kind of how that goes. And then he's like, yeah, the other day, well, maybe I should start picking up the camera and learn a little bit of the camera, and then you can get back in the films. And I'm like, okay, so maybe we'll see that. I'll hand him the camera, and then you guys will see my hands again or whatever. But sometimes people throw rib shots at me about that and make fun of that. But he's been a great help, and I totally appreciate him a lot. So it's nice to have somebody. Oh yeah. Oh, thanks there, Greg. George, let me see. The heck name? Nope, Greg.
Hey Med, while you're
Yeah.
addressing chat, do you mind if I open these tents up while you're
No, go
doing
ahead.
some shout
Go
outs there?
right ahead. Ew.
It's just that time. These are your girls back here, man. Some
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them.
Are you gonna show us? Well, let
It
me
just
see.
happens to be that time that I do this anyway. This one here is this is a GMO times primal, and that's a wedding cake back there. These two.
You know
I
Uncle
don't
Steve.
know how well.
Heck,
How well
mm. All right. Oh, somebody's in chat being a troll, huh? Whatever. Who cares? Hey, turn your camera. Oh, now I can see. What's up, John? Yeah, I kind of agree. I see here in chat talking about adding all these different microbes and mushrooms and all that to the organics. I think to me it would just be cool to, I guess, experience it, gain that knowledge. But I can see where you're coming from. Is it really worth it to add all of that stuff when we're already coming to the point doing it this way without having to add all that stuff? So I totally get that point. And maybe I won't like it. Maybe I will think it's too much. Maybe I'll think it's a waste of time, you know, because I'm more of an indoor synthetic grower, um, so to speak. Yeah, shipwreck. Most of my lives are on Instagram right now, but I want to bring them back to YouTube for sure. There's stores in the air that fold into the system. Oh, they want to know what size tent you just opened up there, Eagle.
What size tent? They're all 4x8s is what I run.
Four
And
by
these
eight.
ones over here, my shoulder there, this one right here in the front is GMO or garlic punch, and that one in the back there is a wedding. The taller one in the back, and them ladies over there. That whole front row there is I guess that would be the garlic smash right
Garlic.
there, blowing up,
No,
or the garlic punch. Garlic punch. I'm sorry, brother. It's
garlic
still,
punch has
it's still.
the smash
I'm still
cake
used to the
wedding
new.
cake one. I
I'm
got
still. They're still labeled testers here. I'm not used to the names yet.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still
Well,
catching up. I
that's
actually
it.
seen it in a post the other day. I'm like, oh shit, that's what I'm supposed to be calling it.
Well, you know what? I'm trying to get you. I don't know why this is under my MG1C company Instagram account. I've been trying to get you into that tester chat group so you can be part of that. And I don't know why it's not working, but yeah, I've been trying to get you in on that. But once you and I announced there, we're gonna put the names out, or we talked about the names. But once you start handing tester strains out to people, and if they have an Instagram following, people are constantly asking, "What's this? What's that? What's that called? What's this? What's this? What's that called? What's that?" So kind of when you start getting to the point when you're handing out testers to your testers, not just you might want to think about throwing a name on it, which in actuality could end up being a bad choice. Like, for instance, the garlic punch. I named it Garlic Punch after we shot it around a little bit through the chat group. It was just a really great name. Wolverine actually came up with the name. Wolverine really good. And then we get to sample it. And there was definitely way more like fruity pheno undertones than there was of at least out of my batch, than there was of the GMO type mix, which I do have one, and that's what I currently kept. And in veg, it kind of smells like GMO. It has that GMO stench. So that was just kind of an example of naming a strain early that I could have named it something else other than garlic punch. But you will find the GMO phenos in there, which can have a garlic tone to it. So yeah, but smash cake, I think that's a great name for that wedding cake. I think we're going to be crossed. We're pretty safe with that name, but generally, yeah. I mean, Vader even said that to me. He's like, we don't want to really name things too early. He's like, but really, when you start handing them out to the people, because not only are your testers and giving you data, but in a way, they're your kind of your pre-marketing team. I mean, let's be honest here, right? Really, that's what they are. And that's another one of my requirements if you're a tester is you have to be willing to be on a public account on Instagram and YouTube if that's what you're doing. I have a tester that doesn't have a social media account, but he does send me emails and I see his pictures and all of that stuff. But the guys that have the social media followings, let's be honest, they're part of your marketing team. You know, if they're showing pictures and stuff. So it's to your advantage for people to have it on a public account. And it ends up being to their advantage too, because, you know, I'll repost. Then they start gaining more notoriety, more followers, and it just kind of goes on. But if you're a person that feels like you have to go into private for a reason, obviously I wouldn't stop you from doing that. You know, but that is generally one of my requirements. So, and the cool thing back in the day, we used to want to have you guys to have sweet cameras too. Not, my big camera back there, that's expensive, but nowadays the phone cameras are so awesome now, you guys, that just bang, 97% of my photos are this right here, right here. And of course, I've learned how to take good photos with the iPhone and stuff like that, or any cell phone. But the cameras nowadays that are coming on these things are awesome enough. They get the job done. So there you go.
They are amazing cameras, especially learn how to fucking, actually tap on what you want to, just tapping on things, giving that thing a heads up early, what you're really wanting to look at increases the quality of that pic alone. Uh, and they are, man, the 100 times zoom on that S20, I think that camera on that thing's just amazing. All my Samsung phones have had great cameras. Is that what you're running there? Is that what you got there, Samsung? I see.
No, I have the iPhone 11. Now, this is not the Pro. The Pro has actually three lenses on it. So I just have an iPhone 11. As you guys see, I got the chat up here. You guys are going nuts on the chat there. Um, and I've always had an iPhone. Now I did get the Galaxy 9 Plus because it actually had an f-stop on it, which if you're into photos and doing photography, you know what an f-stop is, and it can be important, help you do better photos, especially with low light. And sometimes us guys doing cannabis shots, we're working in some low light sometimes. Sometimes we're working in highlight. So to have a camera on a phone that you could be able to change that stuff and work, that was awesome. But I've come back to the iPhone because I freaking can't stand the Droid shit. I just can't do it. I think it's because I've started out with an iPhone and I couldn't get that. That's the phone Wayne has now. I gave him that phone. I was like, you can have that, dude. And he's a Droid dude, so he's happy, and I'm happy. But yeah, most of these cell phones nowadays, any of these new ones that you guys are getting, they come with great cameras on them, man. Some are better than others, no doubt about it. Do your research, but just the simple phone now and nice, good, steady, focused picture goes a long ways on social media, no matter what you're doing, whether it's cannabis or you just shoot pictures of your family. So that's most of my stuff's right here. When I do the videos, though, right there. Now, some videos do come from this that I use. Not very many. Most of those don't go on YouTube. Any videoing I do with this generally goes to Instagram.
That's what I do my videos from. And I'm still doing the one shot, one kill. I don't edit none of my shit. I fuck up and I'm like, yeah, I ain't even fixing this. Hopefully you get a laugh out of it. Post. I've got to be the most non-editing creator out there. I've had guests that hit me up after the show and go, "Hey, something happened during my episode. Could you edit that out?" I'm like, "Yeah, no." Here's your two choices. Either you go through your video and tell me exactly what you want out, or I'll take it down. Your choice. But yeah, I am not going back through
That's like the
shit.
pre-show disclaimer with your guests. Okay, this is how it works. No editing. So watch your fucking mouth, dude. So let's do it.
roughly, roughly. I, I kind of went over that roughly with you, but I figured you knew that, so I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah. I even said that you know what's going on here.
yeah.
Oh shit! Here's one of your new testers right there. Is fact BD Double D grows
Yeah,
there, man. I seen
that's
him
what I'm saying.
pimping out the fucking sign and everything. Practically made you a room, brother. And I want to tell you before you say anything else about him, I had him on the show. I want to say it was pre tester because he's a new tester, correct? Right?
Yeah, yep.
Uh, he was hoping to score Medgrower gear. He was just like, man, I'm getting my ball on, and I'm hoping to like get some real fucking genetics. I'm hoping to score some Medgrower1 gear. And then the next post I seen a little bit down, a week or two down the road, he's got the sign up, and I know for a fact because when I talked to him, man, that was like a level for him. You know what I'm talking about? As all of us think it is. You know what I mean? You get called up, but I'm honored to be be in the click and running the gear. So I know for a fact when he got it, he was like I'm willing to say I haven't talked to him, but I'm willing to say he probably didn't sleep for a day or two. He was just pumped, just retooling that room. Uh,
Uh,
I really
he's
believe that to be true. And what a great guy! I'm glad to see him. You brought him on the
he's
team.
bought a bunch of the merch too, which thank you. Yeah, actually, I do believe 313 grower hit me up, put a little word in for him. I totally trolled his Instagram, uh, and yeah, then I just kind of I hit him up, or he hit me up. One of the two. I could be wrong. He can correct me in chat here. I know he's in there. Um, and yeah, we just start talking. And I look at it like this: not every one of my testers can be some named YouTube or named Instagram grower, right? Um, so that I mean that's kind of how I looked at it. And I got to give other people a shot. Plus, I want to see it grow in other environments. Um, so that's really how I looked at it. So yeah, as time goes on here, I'm going to start as I start getting more strains and I start needing more help with testing. I'm going to start giving more people the opportunity to be a tester. I do have a website that I hope to be getting out before the end of the year. And I probably will have, how to become a tester on there and shit like that. So I will be giving other people opportunities. So it's not just about who you know and who you rub elbows with or who put in a good word. I will be giving other people opportunities. Yes, it will help you if you're an experienced grower. Um, it doesn't mean you have to have 1,500 subscribers. If I get on your Instagram or if it was on private and then you open it up and let me start looking and you have excellent garden, I mean, the health of the garden, I mean, is garden, you know, you can tell what type of a grower somebody is when you start looking around their pictures of their garden and even the room of their garden. Is it clean? Is it organized? It starts telling you about that person a little bit. I don't want to over, you know, analyze somebody, but you just take those types of things into consideration. And, you know, yes, I sent him a fat pack of seeds. He got every tester strain that I have. I sent him some slaps. He got a nice pack of slaps, and he's just been tiddlywinks ever since. I invited him into the tester chat. The guys all welcomed him in, and they didn't give a shit that he didn't have, 10,000, 20,000 followers or anything like that. They welcomed him in and became friends. And the first day, I remember I welcomed him in and my man BG, who we went last weekend to his
Oh
barbecue.
man,
I let BG
great
in
dude
the
there.
chat too, which he should have been a long time ago. running some of my stuff too, and he's a bomb ass grower, and they just had a day chatting, man. Just the tester chat was I was getting alerts constantly. Wayne and I was sitting next to each other, and it's like ding 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 ding. Ding. So that's cool because you know their excitement and they're excited, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate him coming on, cracking my seeds, making space, going to put in the time and put in the effort of running a test because most testers, again, I don't want to stereotype people, but I want to be real here. Most people that try to get in to be a tester, they just they just want the gear. I mean, let's be honest, they do. They just want the gear, and but that doesn't mean everyone's like that. So we got to give people chance, and then it's my job to weed out who's serious and who's not, who's giving you the data and who's not. You know, and I think that's how a lot of guys are doing it. So there you guys go. That's just my take on it. And it might not be the right take, and everyone might not agree on it. But if you've hit me up to be a tester, and I haven't answered you back, please don't get offended and take it personal. Just keep trying, keep asking, and you could be like him. The next thing you know, you're a tester. But I am going to open it up to more because I got more strains coming. I need more things tested, and I need more good growers, testers that really want to do that and follow through to the end. That's the big thing too. Is a lot of the other guys, some of the guys, they don't follow through to the end, and I think that's because they didn't realize how much was all involved on top of what they already had going for themselves. So because guys want the info. How the seedlings doing? How do they look? Do they look twisted, retarded? How's the growth looking on them? How's flower going? How's you see any nut sacks? The Herman? Uh, did you try a light sensitivity test? Because I have done that. I have tried to get gear to Herm, to see if it does. So yeah, I think I've rambled, and I welcome him on, and I'm glad that he's happy that he's on, and there'll be more of you guys that get opportunities to become testers for MG1C soon, soon, soon.
Yeah, did you get a chance to make it over there to BG's
Yeah, I did.
barbecue there?
Yeah, the wife Lane and I, we ventured out to BG's house. Him and his wife put on a little shindig. 313 grower was there. Wolverine was there with his girlfriend, and yeah, I mean, all of us, a bunch of us guys were there with our girls, and there's edibles there. BG and his wife had.
I was supposed to be there. I
You
fucked
should have
up.
been
I
there.
regretted it. I
Yep,
regretted it all fucking day.
yep. Uh, Tons of smoke going on, of course. It was a nice day that day. He had subs brought in, so they kind of catered the thing, and it was sweet, man. I'll definitely go again. I think what I'm gonna do, I was kind of talking to him. I think I'm gonna have a barbecue and invite them over, and of course you over. You've been over, so we'll have you over, and yeah, because I did that before with the cup. The guys would come into town, and I missed doing that this year. I didn't get a chance to do that because we didn't have a big event. Guys didn't fly in from out of state and shit like that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try it myself. And I even pondered the idea of making it a boat day too, even though we're really to the end of the season. So maybe that would be more of next year. Do a barbecue. I'll have my boat. We can tube, kneeboard, get a bus on, hang out, eat food. So the only problem is if we're at a public place, yeah, they still don't like us to smoke cannabis wherever the hell we damn want. But so I've been thinking about it too. So yeah, it was a good time. It's too bad you didn't come. We hung out for 3-4 hours, and then we had to go back home because the kids and shit. But it took us about 45 minutes to get there from my house. So it took
I think he gave me a little bit of a pass because I sent him like a, I busted my ass because I was a little bit behind on the 8 ball to like free up the time anyway. And even that night, you go back and watch the night before the show, I'm like, man, I really want to go. And everybody in chat's going, dude, you're a fucking dumbass if you don't go. And I'm like, I know I'm a dumbass if I don't go. And I didn't end up going, but I sent him it was a 3.5 hour roll for me there one way. So I was looking at a 7 hour trip, round trip to go hang out for like 2 hours, 3 hours, which was as much as I wanted to. It was hard to justify 7 hour car ride when I was 7 hours behind on work. You know what I mean? That's where I kind of fell in on that. So
Yeah,
I ended up
I
staying
know
home regrettably.
there's been so many events that I didn't go to that I regret it. The last barbecue that BG had, I regret not going to that one. That one was a really big one. Um, so yeah, and plus other events that I haven't gone to that I wish I would have gone to. So Summit Vehicle City, I wish I would have went to that I didn't go to, and stuff that I need to start doing. I need to get out and go to more of the local, not just the cannabis cup for pine times and all that shit. I need to do some more of the smaller stuff that's actually just as fucking fun, if not even funner. So
So do you see, as on the other side of things now, as like a breeder, are you gonna do the grueling tasks of events if they ever come back? Is it
well,
worth it?
well,
I've fallen seeds there for a bit, and sometimes it just, for the price you had to pay for the booth, sometimes you only broke even in some of the cases. I mean,
I will answer this question and then I'm gonna end up having to go after this. But yes, if the events come, I will. But I have an opportunity that, I mean, even you would too, but I have an opportunity. Luckily, I have friends in the industry. Like for Growley and I, early on in the year, last winter, we talked about the Denver Cup, going to that event together, sharing a booth, splitting the cost of that, and just going together. So that's more along the lines what I'm looking to do is share a booth with somebody, split the cost, um, stuff like that. And he was more than willing to do that because it helps him with cost, it helps me with cost. We help each other with advertisement, and branding, and advertising, and it just really works out for both of us. Um, he's the concentrate man, I'm the seed man. So we're not stepping on each other's toes, and we would be helping each other sell products. So that's more along the lines probably what I would be looking to do at events. So yes, if I got seed stock and they come and I got a friend that wants to share a booth and we want to get together, yes, absolutely, I would do that and be there. So, and yes, you're right. It can be expensive. Those 10 by 10 booths were $3,000 to $4,000. So right there, you have to make that money back. Plus, if you're an out-of-stater, and if you're a bigger company and you got employees coming, you got all that overhead and the hotels and all that stuff. So, you gotta make all that back. Now, with that said, I know guys that have made 100 grand, 50,000, 60,000. So there's guys out there that are making their money back, and they continue to do it for a reason because they're continuously making their money. So, and not every event's profitable, and some you just break even. So, yeah, it can be risky, but yeah, that was the plan,
so
man.
Med, last time you snuck out before I could get the soundbite from you. In fact, twice now you've snuck out before I could get the soundbite
All
from
right,
you, man.
let's get that sound bite.
I'm ready for it, brother.
All right,
Do you know what I'm looking for here?
what do you want me to say? B.
Basic. Well, if I have to lay it, well, you can embellish on it, but this is the bottom line. This is what I'm looking for. Something along this line. It's like, hey, this is Medgrower1, and I'm on fucking talking shit with Eagle,
Oh yeah.
episode 164. Something like that. You can embellish, you
I
can tone
swear I
it
did
down. I
that
don't
one
really give
time.
a shit.
I know I did it one time in one of your episodes. So that's it. So here we go. This Medgrower1 talking shit with fucking Eagle.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Take it.
Thank you very much, man. No, that's fucking stoked with that. I'm totally happy with that. Fucking, I just want to fucking thank you, Medgrower1, for sure, because you know, this is valuable time on your part, and I appreciate it. And again, even after I canceled on you last week, by the way, I want to tell you, completely sorry on that. I'm a fucking asshole, butthead, whatever you want to call. I even made it a point to get out there and say, hey, Medgrower1 would not fucking do that to me. He is not like that. I've had a lot of cancellations in this 164, and it's all like kind of been on the other end. But I wanted to make it a point right that day that I was like, Medgrower1 isn't that fucking guy. He would have most definitely fucking showed up. I was the asshole that canceled because I didn't want that to be out there that, you know, you were another guest that just didn't want to be on the show, because I knew
No.
quite the opposite there.
Oh
So
man.
I appreciate you, even after the cancellation, to go, hey, brother, I'll be happy to come back on. So thank
Listen,
you. Thank you very much.
no worries, dude. There's one thing that I know. Plus, I know you. So, I knew something. There's a reason why you didn't, you had to cancel. But it's one thing I got to say about this is always stay true to people, man. You know, and it just really works out better. And that's one thing I always try to do best I possibly can is stay true to people. Yeah, man, if there's some trolls out there that are really hounding me, yeah, I'm gonna block your ass just because I don't want to fucking be fucking heckled by it fucking no more. But I try to stay true and transparent. And if you're gonna do social media, anything, I think that's probably the best thing you can do because people resonate with that. Real people resonate with people that they feel like are being true to them and staying honest. And you know, that's why I divulge some things with and some things I don't. With companies I work with
You
and
know,
stuff like that. So
that's one other little prop I want to give you, you know, that I really admire about you is, moreover, as a grower and a breeder, is a family man. You know, I've taken note that you know, you could have pushed harder and fucking in the, you know, doing things, but you didn't. You know, you were like, no, I got to keep the family unit solid. I'm calling Sundays my day. Fucking, I ain't taking, you know, no bullshit. This is my time. It's family time. And that's really fucking important, and that shows, you know, that you're very grounded. You know, to me anyway. And
yeah,
that's pretty awesome of you, brother.
family is a huge thing to me. And if I didn't have, I'll be honest, if I didn't have the little ones that I have now, I'd be way out there, you guys. I'd be way more out there, out in the public, a lot more interactive, probably pushing my brand a lot more. But that's all coming because pretty soon those little ones are going to be off to school and doing whatever, and that's going to free me up a little bit. And so yeah, that is very important to me. So thanks for recognizing that. And I know
That's
you family me too. We're all grown up.
Let me tell you, that's what I was just getting ready to say. Phase two's even more expensive. You're gonna have to be out there fucking hustling. College and all them other toys are.
My
You're gonna
13.
miss the days of PlayStations when it comes to fucking cars and shit like that.
Because my 13-year-old tries to drain my wallet every fucking day. I tell him I'm broke all the time. I'm broke, dude. I'm broke. No, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I am just broke, dude. He's trying to hustle me right now for a $300 bicycle. And I've asked him straight up, real quick, I'll finish this off, then I gotta go. I asked him straight up, what are you gonna do for that $300 for that bicycle? He's 13, right? I'm like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do for me? All right. Or what are you gonna do? I said, what are you gonna do to earn half that money for that bicycle? I'll pay the other half. Well, he said to me, nothing. You're just gonna buy me it. And walked away. That's it. That's how he thinks how he thinks that rolls. So he texted me 16 times in a row. Buy the bike, buy the bike. That's what it said 16 times in a row. But, and if he put in half an effort to earn that $150, Dad would probably just buy him that bike. But I'm not going to just buy him the bike because he just thinks I have the money. You know what I mean? That's not how shit works, homie. So,
Buddy,
anyways,
there is there's one thing. Yeah, I just want to throw this out one parent to another. If he really wants it, and this is a Jim Rohn is an amazing speaker, and especially like financial investments. And he actually has like a little seminar on teens and financial, stuff. And it's probably about a half hour long, but man, it's wise investments. It teaches them how to like take out of every buck. You can spend 70%, but then you better take 10 for passive investment, uh, 10 for just banking, and then 10 for charity. So you always put 30% back. But it's a very good course on money management, and he talks just like this. It's funny that you said that, because in the beginning, as he's talking about it, when he's talking about asking his parents for money, that's what he would get. It's so easy to give them the money, but they won't respect the money if you just cut them the check. But if you ask them, what are you going to do to get the money? Well, now you're setting them on the right course. It gets them thinking, how can I get the money? What can I do? But if he really wants it that bad, I'd make him sit through that half an hour. It's be like, yep, I'm taking notes too.
for a month for that bike, for a month. And I've been giving him all the chance in the world to make an effort towards it. And he hasn't. He just thinks I'm going to buy it. And that's not happening. So, but hey, thanks for having me on. Totally appreciate it. I hope you guys all had a good night tonight. And hope to see you soon, dude. Get
Oh
out
yeah.
in the world here and smoke a big fatty.
It's long overdue, man. Long overdue. Thank you. And you arrange that barbecue. You're not 3.5 hours away. I'll be there.
Right? Right on, man. All right, you guys all have a good night. Peace.
Peace, brother. Thank you.
Yep.
Medgrower1 popping in for another great episode. I hope you enjoyed this 164 episode. All I forgot to ask him for is, if you're listening, man, throw your HLG code in there for them. They were asking about it earlier on, if you had a code to save them some money. So Medgrower1, if you had your HLG code, I'd appreciate it if you threw it up there in chat for them. Well, thus concludes this portion of tonight's episode of 164. I will be back at 11:30. I don't really have anything lined up as of yet, so it'll probably be a rabbit hole or free for all sesh. If you guys are bored later and you've been a past guest and you want to hang out, well, roll up your shit and get ready. 11:30 comes fast. So thank you for tuning in on this early episode. I've seen a bunch of new names. I kind of need to go back and catch some of them for the list. But and again, all the thank yous come at 4:20. I just don't have 20 minutes right now to shout y'all out. But I appreciate all of you guys. For those that you may not tune in later today at 11:30, thank you very much for your time, and do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. It's so simple to do. Hello, how you doing? You look beautiful today. Can I get that door? Here's some free nugs. Here's some seeds. One of my favorites. All all good things, even little things mean a lot. So go out there and at least be nice to somebody. If you can, open a door. Even a thank you mean can take you a long way. But hopefully I'll see most of you guys tonight, 11:30 for the rabbit hole. Until then, you grab a bite to eat, get a little bit of work done, and I'll see you then, 11:30. Thank you. Good night. Peace.